Thank you, Rita. Coming up on tonight's Look East. Calls for changes to our family.
They are constantly on my mind. We're aged now. My husband's got ill health, and the chances of us ever seeing them again, very, very small.
A High Court judge rules that a former Conservative Home Secretary acted unlawfully in accommodating 3 asylum seekers at a former RAF base.
We're in Cambridgeshire, looking at how this magnificent 350-year-old tree could be preserved using techniques never seen in the UK before.
And it was an open and shut case, why this bridge is the best of its kind in Britain. First tonight, calls for dramatic changes to the family courts from parents and grandparents who've lost contact with children after separation or divorce. Last month, we reported on how one parent can often alienate their child against the other, despite there being no safeguarding concerns at all. Afterwards, we had more than 150 people contact us with the same story. One court hearing leads to zero contact for years, even decades. They claim the system takes too long and is not fit for purpose. We've disguised the identity of some of those in this report from Debbie Tubby.
Tess from Norfolk hasn't seen her grandchildren for several years. Neither has her son since his divorce.
They are constantly on my mind. We're aged now. My husband's got ill health, and the chances of us ever seeing them again, very, very small.
She says the family court decided her grandchildren's future using incorrect information from their mum.
The court, all they got was a small snapshot of the family. That was it. How can you possibly make a decision like that on a child's life? They're called family courts. The name it's there, family. And yet they seem intent on destroying families.
As a child, Tom from Hertfordshire was alienated from his dad.
I was told that my dad didn't care. I was told he didn't want anything to do with me and he'd walk away.
He's since been through the courts after being alienated from his own children.
It's just toxic parents passing on trauma to their kids, and that's going to stay with them for a long time. I've had positive and negative experiences in the court.
Last month, research from this Northamptonshire safety campaigner showed alienating behaviours affect children's mental health.
This is a massive public health issue, a legislative issue, and a child protection issue.
Many of you have told us about your battles with the current system. Denise says it's like nobody can believe a parent would throw their children under a bus to destroy a person. Sam says the courts need to recognise this behaviour as child abuse before it's too late to reverse the damage. And Hannah says we will see a tsunami in adult children having breakdowns because of the family law courts. We need change, and we need it now. Simon Cobb, who runs a support group, has been laying reefs at family courts across our region, highlighting it's not a crime to love your own child.
A child would want equal opportunity to spend time with both parents, and the system does not allow that to happen. It creates an adversary, a combative situation where ultimately the child loses, and a lot of times one of the parents will lose.
Children have a right to have both parents safe parents, fully involved in their lives.
Shalale Barlow is a partner in the UK's first non-profit civil law firm based in Chelmsford. She says the family court system isn't fit for purpose.
It's unempowered, it's undermanned, and the quality of staff and magistrates is below par. I will not say that our judges are below par, but I think we need to empower our judges to behave in a more practical and sensible way, and the system itself is broken, as in the procedure itself for children.
The chair of the Family Justice Council, which monitors the system, says they've recently published new guidance which is required to ensure greater consistency of approach across the courts and to improve outcomes for children and families.
The government takes child welfare extremely seriously, and we want to see children's interests put first in the courts and across the board, and it's really important that we drive a court innovation programme that will help that to happen.
We'll never stop loving our grandchildren, never. I hope and pray that they will get in touch with their dad one day.
Most agree a child is entitled to a family life which includes both parents and grandparents, unless there is overwhelming evidence to exclude them. Debbie Tubby, BBC Look East.
And we heard there the claim that the quality of staff in family courts is below par. In response, the Ministry of Justice told us family magistrates are trained to deal with issues affecting families. They work closely with social workers and family court advisors to make informed decisions.